Okay, this video is going to go over the final question for Section A of Language Paper 1. Question 4, the evaluate question. To evaluate is to make an informed opinion based on your knowledge and understanding of a subject. For Paper 1, you have already showed you understand that you can analyze the use of language and how the ideas build to form a larger picture. Question 1 is to understand analyzing languages. Question 2, how ideas are put in order to form the bigger picture is question 3. Now you must evaluate an aspect of the extract based on a question. Top tips. Track the text. Go make a point about the beginning of the part of the extract you're supposed to evaluate, then make a point about the middle, and then make a point about the end. What is the question asking you to focus on? Each of your points will answer that question. Then, just like before, you're explaining the effects of keywords, the connotations, the synonyms, the tone, and your opinion based on this. I've done a walkthrough of the extract that we're looking at together. Okay, so here I'm looking at an example of a question found on AQA's website, free to users. In this one, it says, focus this part of your answer on the second part of the source from lines 20 to the end. So I would tell you to draw a box around that just to make it very clear what you're looking at. And then they give you a quote. A student said, from the moment he arrives at the master's compound, the writer portrays Ugwu's feelings of pure excitement, but by the end, it seems that he may be very disappointed. To what extent do you agree? Now, as I've said before, you always want to at least find one point of agreement and perhaps one point of disagreement, but in no way, shape, or form should you just disagree completely. So you have to find one place where it seems like, yeah, this could be the case. So you want to first find something that shows his pure excitement, because it gives you that tip right in it. It says feelings of pure excitement. So from lines 20 and 21, try to find somewhere where you see he seems excited. Then again, you want to find somewhere where that seems to change. So where does that shift happen? And if you can highlight where he suddenly seems a bit less excited or he's feeling a different feeling, put that in, because that's going to be your second point. And your third point is going to be about the end. So you want to focus on the very end and you want to see if you can pick out exactly how he's feeling at the end. Okay, so let's look at that. So lines 20 is here, and this is, they've been walking, his aunt is walking faster, and at the beginning of line 20, he's smelling something sweet and heady as they walked into the compound. So this is right when he comes into the compound. And sweet and heady again connects to the sensory detail of how excited he is. So, and then again, the lawn is glistening and butterflies are hovering overhead. So all of this description connects to his sense of excitement and inspiration. And all you have to do is say something about the sensory detail and description, or just pick out the words that show it. Sweet, heady, lawn glistened, butterflies hovered, and you could explain each of those words and you get your marks for that. Then you move down and you try to find where it shifts. Where do you see him feeling a different emotion? Now his auntie is speaking to him here with the use of dialogue that you might have picked up for question 3. And she's telling him all about how he got this job. And he's promising her, I will learn fast, Auntie. He was staring at the car in the garage. A strip of metal ran around its blue body like a necklace, so he's still pretty impressed. Remember that what you will answer when he calls you is, yes, sir. Yes, sir, he repeated. They were standing before the glass door. He held back from reaching out to touch the cement wall to see how different it would feel from the mud walls of his mother's hut. For a brief moment, he wished he were back there now in his mother's hut. Here we can see a change. Here we can see he's wishing to be back home for a little bit. So we can see the fear creeping in. It's not huge, but there is a shift. If we go down to the end, I mean, there's loads more that you could focus on. You know, he had never seen a room so wide, so he's definitely feeling a sense of overwhelm. Maybe he's just feeling really small right now. And you could include both of those things in your answer. That would be fine. You could focus on the fact that the master seems distracted. The master doesn't seem that interested in him. Good morning, sir. This is the child, his auntie said. The master looked up. He pulled off his glasses. The child? The houseboy, sir. He will work hard. Master grunted in response, watching Ugwu and his auntie with a faintly distracted expression, as if their presence made it difficult for him to remember something important. Ugwu's auntie patted Ugwu's shoulder, whispered that he should do well, and turned to the door. Ugwu stood by the door, waiting. Now, we're not told that he's disappointed at this point, so we could argue that he's still really excited and happy, but we don't know what he's feeling here. So we could argue that this sense of waiting has increased the pressure, the anxiety. He knows he's supposed to be good. He's promised he's been good, but suddenly he's very alone. And it's left on a cliffhanger. So we could most definitely argue that the excitement, even in terms of there's not that many excited description anymore, shows that there's a shift. He wanted to go home to his mommy. He's given all this pressure of what to expect, and then he's on his own. Any of that stuff will earn you marks. And remember, you're not aiming for full marks. It's a 20-mark question. And to get a 4, all you need is 7 of those 20 marks. You don't have to get full marks. To get the 9, you want to get 12 marks out of 20. Even then, you can miss 8 marks. So you're not going for perfection. You're just going for getting something legit. Make a point, use evidence, and connect it to the question. And do something for the beginning. Find a change. Do something for the end.